All right, so we're diving into this Arsenal-Southampton match at the Emirates, and let me tell you, don't let that 3-1 scoreline fool ya. This was a comeback story and a half.
Yeah.
We're talking edge of your seat, nail-biting action.
Absolutely.
And here's the kicker, Southampton. They haven't won at Arsenal since, get this, 1987.
Wow.
That's what a really long time. I mean, can you imagine that kind of pressure? What's that do to a team mentally?
Oh, it's massive, right? I mean, Southampton walking in with that weight of history on their shoulders, desperate to break that curse.
Right.
And on the flip side, Arsenal, they got to shake off any complacency that it's just another home game feeling,
Yeah, and you can see that dynamic playing out right from the first whistle. Arsenal's dominating possession practically camped out in Southampton's penalty area.
Right.
But the Saints, they're like that wall, just organized, discipline, those red and white stripes, just, nope, not today.
Yeah.
One report even said it looked like 11 Saints sitting behind the ball.
Yeah, classic park the bus tactic.
But effective, right?
Oh, absolutely, especially when it's executed well. Russell Martin, Southampton's manager, he knew what he was doing. They sat deep, stayed compact, forced Arsenal to find those tiny little gaps, which, let's be honest, Arsenal really struggled with in those first 45.
Oh, it was painful at times. Chance after chance, just gone begging. Havertz, Jesus, Partey. They had their looks, but that final touch, that killer instinct, it just wasn't clicking.
Frustrating to watch, I'm sure.
And then, just when you think it's going to be one of those days, bam, Southampton scores.
Oh, talk about a gut punch.
I bet you could hear a pin drop in the Emirates.
And then some cheers from the away fans.
Yeah, a small pocket of them going wild.
Exactly. It was classic counterattacking football, though. Turnover in midfield, quick pass, Archer's through on goal, and he slots it past Ramsdale before anyone can even blink.
Textbook.
Textbook.
But here's where things get really interesting, right? Remember how we were talking about Southampton's whole defensive strategy?
Yeah.
Well, there's a flip side to that coin.
Risk versus reward.
Exactly. And in this case, the risk was playing out from the back, which, against a team like Arsenal, who press like crazy, well...
He was playing with fire.
And guess what? 4 minutes after taking the lead...
They got burned.
Saka, like a hawk, right, pounces on a loose pass, finds Havertz in space, and boom, 1-1. We're back in business.
And that's Arsenal for you. That high press, those lightning-fast transitions, it's relentless. Southampton got a taste of their own medicine.
And for Havertz, that's what? 7 straight home games with a goal? He's on fire this season. It's starting to remind me of Van Persie in his prime, that same clinical finishing, the ability to just change the game like that.
He's definitely found his groove at the Emirates, no doubt. But Van Persie, I mean, that was a different level. His technique, scoring from impossible angles, the leadership, it's all there. Let's see if Havertz can keep this up and really cement his place in Arsenal's history, I
like it. High praise. But before we get too carried away, don't forget, Southampton, they weren't done yet. Like I said, this match, it was a roller coaster.
Buckle up.
Just when you think they've weathered the storm, bam! Martinelli, off the bench, puts Arsenal ahead.
Beautiful goal, that one. Saka, 7th assist of the season already with a pinpoint cross. And Martinelli just ghosts in at the back post, finishes it off. The timing, the precision, it was classic Arsenal.
He's been on a tear lately, scoring or assisting every single match. What's clicked? New pregame routine. Did he find a lucky penny? Spill the tea.
Well, if I had the secret formula, I'd be coaching, wouldn't I?
Fair enough.
But seriously, it could be anything. A change of scenery, a tactical tweak, maybe just a confidence boost. Whatever it is, Arteta's found a way to unlock Martinelli's potential. And he is quickly becoming one of those dangerous attackers in the league.
No doubt. And I bet Southampton were kicking themselves. They fought so hard, defended well, and in a blink, they're trailing again. But here's the thing. They didn't back down. Those last few minutes were absolutely nerve-wracking.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, talk about living dangerously. Remember Southampton and their whole playing out from the back strategy? Well, clock's ticking down. They're desperate for an equalizer. You got to think they're going to keep pushing their luck, right?
Oh, absolutely. And the tension in the Emirates, you can cut it with a knife. Every time a Southampton defender even looked at the ball, Arsenal was all over them like white on rice.
And on 2 separate occasions, Southampton came this close to leveling the score, only to be denied by the woodwork.
Oof. Talk about heartbreaking.
One report even said, and I quote, "The Emirates held its breath." I bet even the most die-hard gooner had their heart in their throat for those few seconds.
I mean, you could argue those near misses were proof of Southampton's grit. Even when they were behind, they stuck to their guns, kept trying to play through the pressure, hunting for that one killer pass to unlock Arsenal's defense.
It's true, they never really gave up on the plan. But on the flip side, gotta give credit where credit's due, Arsenal. They didn't panic.
Nope.
They weathered the storm, kept their shape, waited for an opening.
And when they saw it,
Pounced. Like a pride of lions on a zebra.
that's the thing about top teams, right? Keeping your cool under pressure, sticking to the game plan, even when it feels like everything's going wrong. Plus, having someone like Bukayo Saka on your side doesn't hurt.
Speaking of Saka,
Yeah.
that final goal, come on, walk us through it.
Well, let's just say it wasn't the prettiest goal he's ever scored. Sometimes you just need a little lady luck on your side.
Happens to the best of them.
The ball took a few lucky bounces, fell right to his feet, and bam! 3-1, Arsenal sealed the deal.
And with that goal, Arsenal notches their 400th Premier League win at home.
400. That's insane.
It really speaks to their dominance at the Emirates over the years.
It really is something special. To hit a milestone like that, you need a winning culture that spans generations of players and managers. Arsenal's consistency at home is a testament to that.
Speaking of consistency, what about that stat we talked about earlier? Southampton scoring first in 9 of their last 13 against Arsenal. Does that suggest a chink in the armor? Mentally or tactically? Or is that just a weird statistical blip?
That's a really good question. On the one hand, you could say it shows a bit of vulnerability, maybe a touch of complacency at the start of these matches. On the other hand, you got to give Southampton credit for knowing how to rattle Arsenal's cage early on.
And look, at the end of the day, football's a game of inches, right?
It is.
Sometimes it comes down to who wants it more, who gets that lucky bounce.
Absolutely.
Remember those 2 shots off the woodwork? If just one of those goes in, well, we might be having a very different conversation right now.
No doubt about it. That unpredictability is what keeps us coming back for more, right? Mm-hmm. You can analyze tactics and formations till the cows come home, but football always finds a way to surprise you.
I guess that's the lesson here, eh? Just goes to show you, even with the home advantage, a packed stadium cheering you on, all those chances created. Sometimes you just gotta grind it out. Bit of luck here, a favorable bounce there, and you find a way to win.
That's football for you. You can spend all day breaking down tactics, formations, player stats, but at the end of the day, it's those unpredictable moments that make this sport so captivating.
And speaking of unpredictable, let's circle back to that stat about Southampton drawing first blood in 9 of their last 13 against Arsenal. Still got me scratching my head a bit. Is it a mental hurdle Arsenal needs to overcome? A tactical blind spot? Or just one of those weird football quirks we'll never quite figure out?
Honestly, who knows? It could be that Southampton's found a way to exploit a weakness in those opening minutes, a way to catch Arsenal off guard. Or maybe it's more about the mental game. Arsenal needing a little extra time to find their rhythm against a familiar opponent.
Whatever the reason, one thing's for sure, Arsenal can't keep giving Southampton that early advantage. Conceding first might make for a more exciting match, but it's a dangerous game to play, even for a team as talented as Arsenal.
No doubt. But that's what keeps things interesting, right?
Yeah.
That constant need to adapt, to evolve.
Mm-hmm.
Just when you think you've got a team all figured out, they throw a new wrinkle at you.
Ain't that the truth? Well, folks, there you have it. Arsenal takes home a hard-fought 3-1 victory against Southampton, marking their 400th Premier League win at the Emirates. It was a match filled with drama, tactical brilliance, and some truly standout individual performances.
From Southampton's disciplined defense to Arsenal's relentless pressing, from Havertz's clinical finishing to Martinelli's impact off the bench, this match had a little something for everyone.
And there you have it, another deep dive in the books. We hope you've enjoyed this tactical breakdown and maybe even picked up a few talking points to impress your mates down at the pub. Until next time, remember, keep those football brains engaged, and we'll see you on the pitch of analysis soon.